there's this thing about, just distribution channels and go to market. Like over time, they get saturated, right? And that distribution channel over time just doesn't work, right? Like the classic example here is like Facebook ads used to do amazing, or Google SEO used to be amazing, and they just don't work anymore. And I wonder if you feel this way about blog posts. Everyone is just putting stuff out constantly. It's almost like spam. Should we make a single on Spotify, like to stand out? Like what should we do to differentiate ourselves in the marketing strategy, right?
The direct answer is yes to issuing a single on Spotify, by the way. Anthem for your community. I know it's very, very true, right? Like, how many emails do we get every day from vendors that we're sort of smart enough to like delete the ones we know are coming from a marketing automation campaign? The channels are becoming super, super saturated. In the case of blog posts, what I would say is it sort of depends. It depends on the problem that you're solving in the marketplace, how competitive your specific industry is, or just the market that you're operating in, or even the attention for the audience that you're trying to get a hold of. Because I do think that what blog posts can be pretty powerful from a long tail organic search perspective. What do I mean by that? People, and when I say people are buying things emotionally, people are going to search for solutions to their problems, and they're going to go to Google and they're going to type in, how do I run a QBR, a quarterly business review with a customer? And they're going to search that. And there's an opportunity for you to have a piece of content, a blog post or whatever, that ranks, that's optimized around that search. And so if you show up first and you're able to deliver value, now no one's ever heard of Gainsight in this case, but there's a blog post that we had written, and you might discover us for the first time. We might go on and subscribe to the newsletter. You might click around and figure out that this is actually a software company. In some cases, you might be cookied and see some ads in the future, right? Like all that sort of stuff, the digital marketing tactics come into play. But this idea of like being able to deliver free value through our blog post and meeting the market, meeting the potential buyer where they are, or user where they are in that journey, is a very powerful moment. Because the alternative is we're acquiring names in a sort of transactional way. We're buying lists, we're doing this type of stuff. And those don't tend to be, those might be a way to hit the number kind of, short term, medium term, but those aren't sort of the customers for life. And I think the best customers that you acquire, the best customers that stay with you for a while and they buy your products and they're going to give you high NPS scores, they're the ones who have sort of a relationship established with you. And I think if you're able to deliver value and acquire customers from a more value-driven way, it's going to be sort of healthier revenue over time. So I'm an advocate for blog posts. And again, if you are selling, just to go over my earlier conversation, like the 75th file sharing product, there might be too much already written on that topic, and you've got to, start the file sharing podcast or whatever and find different ways to break out.